Hello everyone, my name is Feather and I am the third Bluestocking belle on this channel. You've already met Olive and Rose, so I'm going to get right into the BookTube newbie tag so you can get to know me as well. The first question, why did you start this channel? As you've heard from Olive and Rose, we are long distance BFFs, and so we kind of wanted a way to connect with each other while being far apart. First of all, I was the first to leave. I moved away to Florida. I'm now back in Alberta, but when I came back to Alberta, our dear Olive decided to get her master's degree in Toronto, which is the other side of the country. So, alas, we are miles and miles, kilometers and kilometers apart from each other. So this is kind of just going to be a way for us to keep in touch through reading, which is fun, something we all enjoy. I've always wanted to be part of a BookTube channel, and being able to collaborate with my two best friends sounded like a perfect way to do what I love and also to stay in contact with my friends. So, win-win. Question number 2, what are some unique perspectives that you can bring to BookTube? Well, I think that the beauty of our channel is going to be that no matter what your personality is, you'll be able to connect with one of us in some way. So for example, if you're really into character-driven novels, Pride and Prejudice, a good romance, you're gonna really connect with Rose. If you're really into feminist literature, historical fiction with some political intrigue mixed in, or some nonfiction and crime, then you're going to really connect with Olive. And then if you're really into YA or more diverse perspectives, then you'll probably enjoy me. I think I read a lot more YA than Olive and Rose because I am a 7th and 8th grade teacher, so I like to keep it youthful. I like to be able to, see what's going on with the younger generation so that I can not seem like an old woman when I'm teaching my students, but I also secretly just really enjoy YA. I think the plot lines and the characters, and I don't know, I'm just young at heart. I love YA. Question 3, what are you most excited about for this channel? I'm excited to just connect with the BookTube community because I have been stalking the BookTube community for years now, like since high school, and I am no longer in high school, and I'm also excited to just be able to share my love of books with people who actually listen, even if it's just the other 2 people on this channel. Like, somebody's listening to me, which is great because my students sometimes don't listen to me, and when I say sometimes, I mean it's a daily struggle, let me tell you. Question 4, why do you love reading? I don't actually know. I just love it. I was born loving it. I don't remember a time in my life when I couldn't read, quite honestly. When I was really young, I think I just loved the imagination and the adventure of it. I had an incredible imagination when I was little. I would always make up stories of my own. I was always playing house. I was always playing dolls. My whole entire world was a fantasy world, and my parents were great, and they really encouraged that. They would never stifle my creativity and tell me that something wasn't real, because, I grew up to be a well-rounded person, so I don't really believe that you should stifle a children's creativity for the sake of reality. I think that imagination and fantasy is actually a very healthy part of childhood. And then when I was a teenager, books were always there for me through, the hardest times, and it was also a form of escape, where there's always a book there for me, and I just love books. I don't know how to express why, I just do, and I'm sure many of you can relate to that feeling as well. Question 5, what book or series got you into reading? Okay, so actually on my 3rd birthday, my parents gave me a copy of The Velveteen Rabbit, which is this gorgeous book. I couldn't read at the time, but I really wanted to read, and my mom was teaching my older brothers how to read, so I asked her, hello, can I learn how to read too? She said, I don't have time to teach you how to read. You're 3 years old. You don't need to learn how to read yet, but I'll teach you the sounds of the letters, and you can go from there. So I was like, okay. So we sat down, and she taught me the sounds of the letters, and then the next day, went up to her and was like, man, The Velveteen Rabbit is such a good book. And my mom was like, oh, did your dad read it to you? And I said, no, I read it myself. And she's like, yeah, right. And then I started telling her about it. I was telling her everything that happened in the book, and she's like, no, seriously, who read that to you? And I was like, Mom, I read it myself. So that's what happened, and I've been reading ever since then. Question 6. What question would I like to ask my favorite booktubers? I'm gonna go right out there and ask what Olive and Rose haven't asked, but I know they want to, is, okay, can someone tell me how to get free stuff from publishers? Like, I'm ready for some free books. I'm ready for some free swag. Like, send it all my way. Send me money. Like, hello. Question 7. Which challenges will be the hardest for your BookTube channel to overcome? Time. We are all very busy. Rose is a museum worker. Olive is a criminologist, and I am teaching 7th and 8th grade, so as you can see, these are all very time-consuming roles. And also, just like, we're long distance, so it's going to be hard to collaborate and keep up with it, maintain it. But, I mean, it'll be fun. I'm excited for it. Question 8. When did you start reading? Yes, I started when I was 3 years old. And I honestly cannot remember a time that I did not read. Question 9. Where do you read? I do not read at school. There ain't no time for that. I read when I get home. I come home and I lay on the floor for a few minutes and just breathe a little bit, and then I usually curl up on my couch with some snacks and a blanket and read before I make dinner for myself. That's usually my evening routine. Question 10. What kind of books do you like to read? So I already mentioned I like YA. I read literally everything. What I look for mostly in books is diversity. I am a huge proponent of diverse reading. I am a huge proponent of own voices, and I will look for those books whenever possible. So for example, I purposely look for POC authors. I look for mental health books. I look for books about people from the LGBTQ plus community. I'm really invested in reading from multiple perspectives. I teach in a really diverse school, and my students have very diverse perspectives. And I have a huge passion for drawing awareness and being an advocate for everyone. So being able to read diverse books and to be able to read own voices books is a way that I like to help spur the publishing companies to publish more diverse books instead of predominantly white male authors. And that's what you can look for from me. I always do my best to research books when I read them. If I see something problematic in a book, I will not be afraid to let you know. If I read a diverse book that is not own voices, I also do my best to look at reviews from people in the community to see what their perspectives are on that book to make sure that it was a good representation. But yeah, I read widely. I read from every genre except for horror. I am not a huge fan of staying up all night with nightmares, so that is one genre I will stay away from. But other than that, I'm open to anything. I love reading, as we have gathered thus far from this video. Anyway, so I'm the last one to introduce myself, so this is Feather. You get to know me, and yeah, I'm excited to share with you my thoughts about books on this channel and to collaborate with Olive and Rose. So I look forward to seeing you around. As you can see, there are feathers on my shirt. I'm Feather.